Welcome to Hot Girls Have Hot Takes. I'm your host, Anastasia. Let's just hop into it. So this is my hot takes driving edition. I live in an area where we definitely drive in the way that we drive. So I have had a lot of experience fighting for my life on the freeways, the side roads, the residential streets, the parking lots, alleyways, any potential traditional or non-traditional road. I have fought for my life because some people just choose to do their own thing. First thing that really gets to me is if you cannot park between the lines of a parking spot, arguably one of the easiest things you could potentially do. One, I need you to go back to driver's ed, and two, I think your car should be towed immediately. Because one, how do we get a driver's license and we can't even, maintain a car within two lines in a giant space? Because where I'm from, we have to have space for our lifted Ford F-150s, okay? Those are wide spaces. You've got the space. So if your little sedan is somehow across the line, back to driver's ed with swiftness. And I am calling the tow company on you, because at that point it is just a lack of human consideration for the people around you. And also, it does take about 30 seconds to figure out how to repark your car. My rule of thumb is if I parked like an asshole, I can't leave it. Even if my car has been turned off, I go back into my car and I will repark, because being a courteous person is not difficult. Anyway, moving on to the next point. If I'm in the right lane, I'm allowed to go slow. And by slow, in the DFW standards, that means I'm allowed to go the posted speed limit, okay? But of course, in this beautiful, stunning state and area, that still means that a lifted Ford F-150 is right up behind you, or some Suburban with their LED lights, or some luxury SUV, or some little Mustang sports car. That's what the other 4 lanes are for. Those 4 lanes are for you. But I'm about to have an anxiety attack, so I'm actually going to stay in the right lane and hope to God that I don't get rear-ended in the process. Also, please use a blinker. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know you. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your plan is. I wish I could read your mind. Really, I do. I really wish that I knew that this is your exit and you really do have to get over. And I just look to my left and you're about to sideswipe me. Check your blind spot. I should have added that to the list. Check your blind spot before you make a turn, before you switch lanes. Because, surprise girly pop, I am here and I use my horn. I will honk at you. I will let you know that I am here. And if I pull up next to you at a stoplight, I will be looking at you a little bit crazy. Because what was the plan? That you were just gonna run into my car? Obviously I'm going to be a defensive driver and not allow you to hit my car, but it's the principle of what are we doing? Were the critical thinking skills on PTO? Were all of your neutrons, were they just not firing on all cylinders? Were your brain cells fighting for their life? Did they run out of mitochondria to feed them? So another really great one, I kind of touched on it. I promise if you miss your exit, you will not die. But you, in the process of going through 6 lanes of traffic to try to make your exit, might kill me and everybody else in the process. You can U-turn, babes. There will be another exit in 0.2 miles. Not even. Just keep driving. And then exit and loop-de-doop around. It's not that serious. And if you think it's that serious, it sounds like you were late. And that is also really not my problem. And learn how to read the street signs, because the street signs are the exact same signs that the GPS is telling you to do anyway. It's a very simple A to B situation here. Okay, next one. Yes. Why do we turn slow when it's a green arrow? And I am not talking about the very important, delay of we have to make sure someone's not running a red light, because they will be running a red light, guaranteed. I am saying that after you do the 1-2 check, why are we still sitting here? Why? And I think that this goes back to that weird eco mode on cars where it shuts the engine off. I need y'all to be prepared for that. Either know how to accelerate and get your car moving if you're using that feature, or just don't use it. Because if I count to 2 seconds and you are still sitting there and I know damn well that light does not stay green long enough, I will be honking at you. I will. Pay attention. You are a terrible line leader. Get with the program. And in the same vein, if I have right of way or left of way and you try to turn into my lane, you will be honked at. Yep, I think y'all know where this is going. I love my horn. If you don't see me, you will hear me. Back to highway driving. It is a lane, it is not a birthright, okay? Let people merge. You blocking them from entering the highway is doing nothing but one, putting everybody else on the road in danger, and two, you just look like an asshole. Now, in that same vein, to the people who are merging, check your blind spot to make sure you don't unintentionally sideswipe somebody that's already occupying the lane. Like, they should, allow you a moment to get on, but sometimes they do just appear, and it's scary. It's happened to me, and I was terrified. I was like, where did you come from? So make sure that, one, you give people space to actually get on the highway, and two, if you're getting on the highway, check to make sure your space is actually available for you to slide on over, okay? Super great. If you're traveling to Texas specifically, unless you are able to commit to being in Fast and Furious, Mad Max energy, the side roads just might be a little bit better for you, because our highways are, they're a journey. I bet that you come from a state where people do abide by the speed limits. Here they are guidelines, my love. If you are actually trying to go 70, even if you are in the right lane, good luck. You're going to have to pick it up a little bit. The safer bet might be the side roads. We are speeding Gonzaleses, and we do like to go fast on those as well. Just keep your head on a swivel, your foot on the gas pedal, and you will be just fine. And if there is a Ford F-150 coming your way, don't even worry about it. They already know what to do. You just you hold your ground. They will just go around you, even if there's only 0.5 millimeter of space between your bumper and theirs. Also, Waymos, no. Absolutely not. Human drivers already don't really understand the concept of driving that well. Some of us are really good at it. Some of us take our own personal liberties. But Waymos, we are trusting the lives of people with sensors and an AI algorithm. And I've been in a Waymo. I was in San Francisco, and I watched as that bitch made an illegal left turn as traffic was oncoming. So I would really like to never see a Waymo. And I've seen way too many videos of Waymos not being able to move out of the way for emergency vehicles, or just sitting in the middle of the road, or they're stopped on tracks. Like, why do I want that? They cause more problems than is necessary. Just no to Waymos. Apparently, if you live near a Waymo charging station, they just honk at each other all night long. I don't want that. Y'all want that? I don't want that. So yeah, no, I would like to get with the program of getting those permits eradicated for the city of Dallas, because why? We don't want them. We do not need them. What are they going to do? Sit in traffic? Sit on 635 and I-35 and I-30 and I-20 and 820? Like, let's be so serious for a second. We're not moving and neither are they. And now they're going to back up traffic even more. It's just a mess. Okay, it's just not necessary, because when you already have human drivers doing their own thing, and then you have a robot car doing its best based off of some weird algorithm that it then needs to magically re-scramble its brains when something completely unexpected happens, as is the way as humans drive, it's just going to cause a lot more problems. So I think the solution for that is I just want more rail systems. But anyway, I digress. I know that that's a whole other thing of like all the industries get mad because no one's driving their cars, the oil's not making money. I get it. I get why other people are blocking the high-speed rail, but I'd really think we would benefit from a high-speed rail system. Cybertrucks. Gross. Why do they look like that? Why do people drive them? Why do I look over in the driver's seat and I see exactly who I expect to see? Anyway, moving on. Also, I never thought there would ever be a day in my driving career where pickup truck drivers would be dethroned as some of the worst drivers on the road. And then Tesla started dropping their cars, and they were quickly dethroned after that. And also, in that same vein, to people who drive luxury vehicles, why do y'all drive the way that you do? You drive as if you bought a car you couldn't afford, so you're going to try to use me to comp an insurance claim? No, baby. Nobody told you that you had to buy a car that was going to be a $900 monthly payment on the low side. No one told you to do that. That was all you. And also, that's going to be really expensive to maintain. So good luck and Godspeed to you, but could not be me. going back to the world of, changing lanes, if you're going to come into my lane, do so and be efficient about it. Like, make a choice. You're either coming into my lane or you're not. Because I'm very kind. If I see your blinker, I am very much going to let you over. You take 7 years to make a decision about whether or not you're going to come over. Guess what, babe? Window of opportunity is gone. Either get over or don't, especially in bumper to bumper traffic. Get over or don't. Like, my bubble is my bubble. Do not get in my bubble, because the second you get in my bubble, I got to make a whole new bubble. So don't don't get in my bubble in the middle of traffic. But if you really need to get into my bubble, do so with swiftness and keep it moving along. Okay? I think that a lot of people should probably go back to driver's ed, regardless of your age, because my rule is, if you're bad at driving and you don't understand the basics, you should go back to driver's ed. Like, it's very simple. If you can't understand the basics of maneuvering a vehicle that could literally kill somebody, you need to go back and learn the rules of the road. I know you won't. People won't do that, but it should be done. In a perfect world, it should be done. Also, stop being allergic to your horns. If we are in a situation where you can clearly see me, but I may not be able to see you, and you just keep driving willy-nilly, that's how you get a T-bone accident. If you can see me and you are, obscured by a bush, you're just in a weird blind spot, you come out of nowhere, I'm half paying attention for some reason, honk your horn. It's okay. It's what it's there for. Horns are literally designed for like a, hi, I'm here, what are you doing? Like, it helps me be aware, and it does actually help prevent accidents. So just this whole concept of people who speed, hey, no sir, that is not yours. Yeah, we're gonna have a talk in a minute. How to discipline my child. Anyway, moving forward. Why do we speed in parking lots? A parking lot is not a main roadway. People are walking. It's where pedestrians are. It's just, you are driving to park a vehicle. Why are you cutting through and going 50 miles an hour and then are surprised when I am there parking my vehicle? What I'm supposed to be doing. Some of y'all have a need for speed that needs to be scientifically studied. Another big thing is, don't look at me like I'm the insane person when you did something incorrectly. You came into my lane and then you want to look at me like, how dare I be in the lane that I was in, that you were trying to force yourself into? Darling, that was all you. Obviously, I'm protecting my car with everything in me. But yeah, no, if you're being dumb, I will honk at you. And after I honk at you, you look at me like I'm the crazy one? Darling, no. I mean, I'm gonna move on with my day, but it's just like the principle of it all. You're the one who didn't make the right call. I called you out, and you don't get to look at me like I'm in the wrong. Doesn't work that way. And also, I get it. A lot of road rage cases end with like, us in Texas, we like to say loaded on the person. But my hope is I don't find myself in that situation. So fingers crossed there. And this last one is genuinely just an overall pet peeve, irritant, safety hazard. I am 5'1", for context. I am tiny. So there have been multiple instances where there's been, trucks or SUVs or these bigger vehicles where if I was to walk in front of them, they would probably kill me because they could not see me. The take is brewing. The fact that in this capitalistic society, the bigger they make these obnoxious trucks and SUVs and vehicles, they can charge more for it, right? Then the lending company gets money, the dealership gets money, the auto brand gets money. Everyone's getting money, and you're naturally getting screwed over. Naturally, somebody has to lose, and it will always be the consumer in one way or another. But also, communal safety is now at risk in a capitalistic society because now, John, James, Jeremiah, whatever you want to call him, has to have the Ford F-150 King Ranch lifted. And then, Jan, I don't know, has to have the newest, Suburban, big as hell, 7 rows back, basically a bus to haul her kids around. She needs the ultimate mom-mobile. But guess what? You're putting other kids at risk because you can't see those other kids. And this has been studied. The sight lines of vehicles as big as those are are so dangerous. So the fact that they can still be existing in this world is so baffling to me. And I know that there's been groups that have tried to petition against it and try to get it done, but of course, capitalism tends to win in these scenarios, and the lobbyist groups within these internal companies are able to whisper in their little favorite lawmaker's ear, and their ridiculous regulations go unchecked. Also, LED headlights. I know I don't have to say a lot about that. Leave your hot takes below about driving, your overall driving experience, what you think needs to be changed, adjusted. That's all I have for you guys today. So thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.